Beneath the surface of the earth, a hidden battlefield stretches endlessly. Here ants conduct wars not with emotion but with strategy, precision, and discipline. Their methods reflect the very essence of organized combat, shaped not by chance but by evolution over millions of years. The opening move of an ant war is not brute force. It is intelligence gathering. Scout ants are dispatched first. These small agents move with caution, scanning the terrain for rivals. They detect enemy scent trails, gather data on nest entrances, and evaluate the strength of the opposing force. Like trained spies, they return to deliver crucial intelligence that shapes the plan of attack. Once the target is identified, the colony mobilizes. Soldier ants prepare for battle. Their jaws are sharpened, their bodies armored. They do not move in chaos. They move in waves coordinated by chemical signals that act like a command chain. The invasion begins with speed and unity. The goal is not merely to fight but to disable the enemy at its core. The invading army heads directly to the heart of the enemy nest. There lies the queen, the life source of the colony. If she falls, the structure collapses. Without her, the defenders lose their purpose and order disintegrates. Some species go further than conquest. They do not destroy all. They take what is valuable. Enemy larvae are kidnapped and raised within the victor's colony. These young grow up unaware of their origins, serving the very colony that destroyed their own. They feed, clean, and protect as loyal workers. This is biological warfare at its most calculated. Other ant colonies use siege tactics. They surround their enemy and block access to resources. No food, no reinforcements. Days pass. The defenders weaken. Eventually, the colony collapses without a single direct strike. Then there are the true warriors of the ant world, like the Amazon ant. They have evolved to be permanent raiders. They have lost the ability to care for themselves. Their survival depends entirely on stealing brood from other colonies. Their society is built not on creation but on conquest. Each step in an ant war mirrors human military strategy. Reconnaissance, shock attack, targeted assassination, siege, occupation, forced labor. These methods are not coincidental. They are the result of evolutionary logic where survival depends on strategy, not strength alone. Ant wars are quiet but devastating. They reshape underground territories. They erase rival empires. They replace one queen's rule with another. Through war, ants secure food, shelter, and genetic legacy. Their conquests are not visible to the human eye, but their impact echoes through the ecosystem. In this miniature world, every war is total, every victory permanent, and every colony a fortress waiting for its next enemy. Across the landscapes of the world, a silent expansion is underway. It is not led by humans or machines, but by tiny creatures with no borders in their minds. Ants, especially certain invasive species, are conquering the globe not by force alone, but through strategy, unity, and persistence. Among these, the Argentine ant stands as a remarkable symbol of global spread. Originating from the floodplains of South America, this species began its expansion quietly. But with the help of human trade, agriculture, and transportation, it crossed oceans and continents. Today, the Argentine ant can be found in North America, Europe, Asia, Australia, and even parts of Africa. Its success is not just in travel, but in building something unprecedented, a super colony. In most ant species, neighboring colonies fight for territory. They compete, resources dwindle, and battles continue. But Argentine ants have rewritten this rule. Colonies that originate from the same genetic line recognize each other not as rivals but as allies. They do not fight. They cooperate. They share trails, workers, and even resources. This has allowed them to create one of the largest cooperative structures ever seen in nature. One supercolony stretches for thousands of kilometers along the Mediterranean coast. Another dominates parts of California. They are genetically similar despite being on different continents. When two members from distant lands meet, they greet not with aggression but with acceptance. This unity eliminates internal conflict and focuses their strength outward. Their expansion has devastating effects on local ecosystems. Native ants are pushed out. Plants lose their traditional pollinators. Insects, birds, and even reptiles feel the ripple. The balance of nature shifts. The Argentine ant does not just move in. It transforms the ecological landscape. Their secret lies in numbers and communication. Through pheromone trails, they navigate vast areas with precision. Through unity, they avoid civil war. Through adaptability, they thrive in cities, deserts, farms, and forests. Wherever they go, they build networks, not of walls, but of shared intent. This geospatial dominance mirrors the rise of empires. But unlike human colonies, these ants do not need flags, borders, or languages. Their colony is the earth itself. Their borders are chemical trails. Their armies are endless. As they continue to spread, the question grows louder. Can nature defend itself against this cooperative invader, or will the Argentine ant quietly redraw the map of the natural world colony by inch by inch without firing a single shot but claiming territory all the same? In the intricate world beneath our feet, a battle unfolds that rivals the most advanced warfare known to mankind. It is not fought with machines or steel, but with biology, chemistry, and instinct. Among the most formidable fighters in this hidden arena are invasive and aggressive ant species whose success lies not only in numbers, but in their astonishing survival strategies and biological technologies. At the core of their resilience is their engineering. Ant colonies construct vast tunnel systems beneath the soil. These are not random holes. They are cities of purpose built with precision. Tunnels serve as roads, chambers are carved for the queen, the brood, and the soldiers. Ventilation shafts regulate air, moisture is balanced, and structural integrity is maintained. These underground fortresses protect the colony from predators, floods, and environmental extremes. But their architecture is only the beginning. Ants possess an internal communication system that rivals any military network. They use pheromones, chemical signals that convey information with speed and accuracy. Through these invisible trails, ants coordinate attacks, relocate the young, and warn of danger. One drop of pheromone can trigger the movement of thousands. Their network is silent, invisible, and almost impossible to disrupt. In the realm of biological warfare, some ants take combat to extraordinary levels. Certain species release formic acid, a burning chemical that deters or kills enemies. Others produce toxins so potent they can paralyze or dissolve rival ants within seconds. These chemical weapons are carried within their bodies, ready to deploy at any moment. Perhaps most astonishing of all are the suicide bombers of the ant world. In some colonies, specific ants have evolved to sacrifice themselves for the greater good. When threatened, they rupture their own bodies, releasing a sticky, toxic substance that traps and kills invaders. This act of self-destruction is not reckless. It is strategic. It buys time, protects the queen. It ensures the survival of the many at the cost of the few. Ants also demonstrate a form of biological resilience rarely seen in other species. Wounded ants can heal. Minor injuries are treated by nestmates who lick and clean wounds, reducing infection. In some cases, injured soldiers return to the front lines fully recovered. This kind of battlefield medicine allows colonies to conserve their fighters and extend campaigns longer than expected. Together, these capabilities form a complete system of survival and dominance. Tunnels protect. Communication guides. Chemicals defend. Sacrifice inspires. Healing restores. These are not random acts of nature. They are refined tactics born from evolution and perfected through generations of conflict. In the ever-shifting battlefield of the wild, ants stand not as mere insects but as living weapons. Their wars are not only for food or space. They are for the future of their species. And in these silent, shadowed conflicts, we see the cutting edge of nature's most sophisticated combat strategy. Beneath the surface of the natural world lies a civilization as complex as any human empire. In the society of ants, war is not merely a clash of strength. It is a deeply embedded cultural system, a code passed through generations, a worldview where conquest is not an exception but a way of life. Some ants do more than invade. They dominate through assimilation. Certain species are known to enslave others not just physically but socially. They capture rival ants and integrate them into their own colonies. These captured individuals are forced into labor. They clean, feed, and protect the very colony that destroyed their origin. Over time, their behavior adapts. Their identity erases. They live not as prisoners but as workers shaped by a new culture. This process is more than biology. It is cultural transmission. The dominant ants impose their behavioral patterns on the conquered. They reshape routines, work roles, and even methods of communication. Like colonizers writing over a native script, they establish new norms within the minds of their captives. In this way, ants do not just win wars. They rewrite societies. Within these colonies, war is not an isolated event. It is a constant rhythm, a repeating cycle. Young ants grow up surrounded by aggression. They learn their roles through participation in raids, patrols, and defense. Warfare becomes tradition. It becomes a rite of passage. The colony itself becomes a machine built on expansion. This imperial mindset is not accidental. It is reinforced by success. Colonies that conquer grow stronger. They gain resources, territory, and genetic influence. Their methods become models. Their patterns spread. And so a culture of dominance takes root not in one colony but across a species. Even the structure of the colony reflects this ideology. There is hierarchy. There is discipline. Every ant from queen to worker to soldier has a defined role. Loyalty to the colony outweighs all else. Sacrifice is expected. Obedience is absolute. In this rigid order lies the strength to conquer. The worldview is clear. Expansion is prosperity. Invasion is survival. Peace is stagnation. Within this belief system, the ant colony thrives. War becomes heritage. Supremacy becomes identity. And so, in this underground world, a cultural empire grows. Not through words or symbols, but through action, repetition, and unbroken continuity. Ants do not write history. They live it in tunnels carved through soil and blood. Their society is a mirror not of chaos, but of order born through conquest. In every raid and every captured worker, we see a society where culture and war are one and the same. In the quiet shadows of the forest floor, a profound story unfolds. It is the story of ants and their endless wars of expansion. But beyond the tunnels and the battles, beyond the pheromones and the soldiers, lies a deeper question. One that challenges not just biology but philosophy. Are these wars acts of survival or symbols of something greater, a reflection not just of nature but of us? The ant does not question its duty. It marches, obeys, sacrifices, and dies if necessary. Its life is not its own but belongs to the colony. In this society, the individual is nothing and the collective is everything. Glory is measured not in personal triumph but in the success of the whole. This structure mirrors the core of imperial ideologies seen throughout human history. When we observe ants conquering rival colonies, killing queens, enslaving young, and consuming territory, we see more than insects at war. We see the architecture of dominance. We see the echo of empires that rose and fell on our own soil. Rome, Persia, the Mongol hordes, the colonial powers of Europe all shared a belief that expansion was destiny and conquest was virtue. The ant's world raises a haunting question. Is conquest a natural law, or is it a choice made by systems that prioritize growth over peace, dominance over coexistence? Ants do not write manifestos. They do not declare wars. Yet their actions are a silent text written in instinct passed through genes etched into behavior. Can there be prosperity without conquest? Can a society thrive without victims? In the world of ants, the answer seems clear. Growth is tied to aggression. Security is born from victory. The price of survival is often paid in the lives of others. This is the unspoken philosophy of the colony, a code of life shaped by war. And yet, as we study these creatures, we confront a mirror. Their wars are not evil. They are efficient. They are not emotional. They are necessary. In this reflection, we see the roots of our own history stripped of ideology and laid bare as systems of survival. Ants remind us that order can emerge from obedience, that unity can overpower chaos. But they also warn us. When the individual is erased, when sacrifice becomes routine, when expansion becomes the only goal, what is truly gained and what is forever lost? In their small bodies and vast empires, ants carry a symbolic weight far greater than their size. Their story is not just nature's tale. It is a philosophical parable. A living metaphor carved into the soil, asking us who we are, what we value, and whether our own civilizations march to the same ancient rhythm.